there's only really like three things that hold you back during summer. And the first one is that like you're just too lazy to do anything. You don't really have that many goals or like things to do. So you just play video games, scroll. You don't really do anything. Just like full entertainment just to like spend the day. And then you might do like one or two things that like, are like productive, I would say, or you would say. But other than that, you're not really doing anything crazy. You're just playing with the boys all the way till night, which isn't wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't play with the boys. I'm just saying during the entire day, you probably could have spent like, I don't know, during the morning time, the daytime where the sun's up to like, I don't know, walk outside, do what you want to do instead of just sitting there and imagining what you're going to do. The funny part of our brains is that we don't really do anything until we're completely motivated or we train ourselves disciplinedly to do it, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. It would be very cool if we could just tell our brain or like tell ourselves, hey, we're going to do this. And we just put ourselves in autopilot and we do it like some Rick and Morty episode. The second thing that always happens is that people will do certain acts just to like show off, or you're the opposite of that and you're just jealous of other people and you don't do anything because you're just discouraged. The first one, I did this a lot when I was, bro, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed to say that, but I did do that a lot when I was like a few years younger. I'll explain to you like this. One of my friends, right? He broke up with this one girl and he wanted to be better than whatever it is, the better boyfriend, I guess. I don't know. It was hella weird. And I told him flat out that to be better than someone isn't being better. You trying to get more money or be stronger or beat somebody in a fight, have a one up, if you will, on this one guy doesn't make yourself better. You're not growing because of that. You're just trying to make them you better than him or her. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect you because at the end of the day, they're still living in your head rent free. You're out here planning out your whole schedule and how you're going to be better than this person. And this guy's going to bed like this. And you're in they don't know what you're doing and you're just out here plotting for their demise. Another thing is the second part, the vice versa part, is that you see everybody else achieving goals and you just don't do any because you think that you're not worthy of it or you are worthy of it. I've gone through that too. I still feel like that sometimes. I'll go through, stories on Insta and I'll see, oh wow, this guy got a new car, or oh wow, this guy got the dream physique. I wish I looked like him. And they worked really hard for that. Yeah, I agree. But that doesn't take away the fact that I still feel like jealous or the fact that I still feel discouraged. And that's not their fault. It's really your fault that you are, because you're thinking of yourself as almost as if you're a lower being than them. You're like worshiping them. There's some people who are. Like, there's some people who are just like, oh my god, I can't believe this guy is in my fucking presence. And that's just insane. For you to just give them praise for that when they should be giving themselves praise. Yeah, I'm not saying don't encourage your homeboys, don't encourage your homegirls, whatever. But you should be your number one fan. If you tell yourself, I'm not good enough for this, you are not good enough for this. If you tell yourself, I am good enough for this, you are good enough for this. Major athletes, Conor McGregor. I hate Conor McGregor. But I'll give him one thing. His entire life, he knew that he was going to be UFC champion. He never, ever doubted himself. It doesn't even enter his consciousness that he thinks that he's going to doubt himself. And through that, he's become a UFC champion. Through that, he's become one of the best fighters of the world, right? But some people say that, hey, that's a little cocky, and I agree. there are people who truly think that they're just him, and they obviously, yeah, you do get the benefit of like achieving really good goals and overscoring yourself. You don't have that self-limiting wall, but you still should respect yourself. I feel like a lot of people kind of dive into like one thing or the other, right? And nobody like picks the middle part. Nobody picks and chooses certain things. Like, for example, philosophy, right? I love talking about philosophy. There's back then there was like certain philosophers that only believed in their philosophies, or like their homeboys or like groups philosophies, and that was it. They didn't believe in anything else. I'm a religious man, right? But I do take parts of like understanding existentialism or understanding stoicism. Existentialism, right? Because existentialism, you first have to believe that there is no meaning for you, and that you are creating your own meaning, right? And as a religious man, you can't really think that, oh, I was brought into this world with no meaning, right? This kind of contradicts the point. But still, you can pick and choose those certain philosophies. It's kind of like having a tool book or like a Pokemon card collection. You know, you use those certain cards for the perfect opponent or whatever.